The EFF continues to demand the removal of senior counsel Matthew Chuckelson and Paul Pretorius. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. John Swiner TV. Please subscribe. NPA won't budge as EFF again calls for removal of Chuckelson and Pretorius. The two lawyers are the best to help prosecute state capture matters, says NPA. The EFF continues to demand the removal of senior counsel Matthew Chuckelson and Paul Pretorius, who were appointed as consultant for the National Prosecuting Authority (NPA) to lead the prosecutions related to the State Capture Commission of Inquiry cases. Though EFF spokesperson Leanne Matthews considered the appointment of Pretorius and Chuckelson was not unlawful, she argued that there was a conflict of interest as they had been evidence leaders for the commission led by former Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. The irregularities lies in the conflict of interests, wherein the pair will be prosecuting aspects of evidence they developed and led at a separate forum, and by design will gain access to sensitive information through what the EFF has correctly labeled as a blind raid requested by National Director of Public Prosecutions Shamila Batoyi. This unscientific and unspecific raid by the NPA is requested to access all the data held by the Justice Department in relation to alleged crimes exposed in the Zondo Commission, she said. Matthews was adamant security clearance was required before the appointments of the two lawyers. Logically, anyone who will form part of the prosecutorial process of the Zondo Commission will require access to sensitive data, information, and evidence, which will in turn mean that they require a certain level of security clearance. Considering the NPA's attempt to gain access to all data held by the Justice Department in relation to the Zondo Commission, for Pretorius and Chuckelson to prosecute the Zondo Commission cases without access to sensitive data and the relevant security clearance is a futile exercise and wasteful expenditure. She said that, conversely, for them to have access to this data without the necessary security clearance will be illegal and left room for the misuse of the data for manipulative purposes. NPA spokesperson Mthunzi Maga defended the appointments, saying Pretorius and Chuckelson were the best candidates to help in the prosecution of the state capture matters. If you look at the state capture cases and other complex commercial crime cases, there are lots of interlocutory applications that are brought in between the criminal prosecution and those of a civil nature. In the NPA, we have rare skills when it comes to civil litigation. We then go outside the NPA to seek approval of the Minister of Justice to appoint private counsel with the necessary skills and expertise in those complex cases to strengthen the prosecutorial capacity. Maga said in the interview with Newsroom Africa. Maga said the security clearance for the two senior lawyers will not be necessary as they would not have access to sensitive data. There is no requirement for top security clearance for private counsel appointed to do just the prosecution in specific cases because they will not have access to classified information, Maga said. Shamila Batoyi has never sought extension of her term of office, NPA. The National Director of Public Prosecutions will retire in January 2026. The NPA says it has a constructive working relationship with the Justice Department, facilitated by regular meetings between Minister Thembi Simelane and the National Director of Public Prosecution, Shamila Batoyi. National Prosecutor of Public Prosecutions NDPP Shamila Batoyi has never sought an extension of a contract or term of office beyond the age stipulated in law, the National Prosecuting Authority said on Monday. The NPA was responding to a City Press report on Sunday titled Fear and Loathing in Justice as Simelane's department faces off against Batoyi's NPA. The article alleged, among other things, that there were efforts by Batoyi to continue working beyond her retirement age. Batoyi is set to retire in January 2026 and 2 of her 3 deputies within the next few months. The newspaper reported that an NPA insider said Justice Minister Thembi Simelane had refused several requests, including the retention of Batoyi beyond her retirement age. The NPA said the article attempted to create a false impression of a hostile working relationship between the Justice Department and the NPA. It said the article contained numerous factually and legally incorrect statements that it rejected out of hand. A constitutional court judgment years ago had made it legally impermissible for Batoyi to seek an extension of a term of office, it pointed out. The NDPP has never had this conversation with either the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development or the President about this matter, said the NPA spokesperson Mtuzi Maga. Maga said the Justice Department and the NPA have a constructive working relationship facilitated by several governance arrangements by and between them, which include participation by the NPA in the executive committee meetings held by the department and regular meetings between Simelane and Batoyi. We caution against misinformation campaigns and fake news at a time when the government is trying to enhance the rule of law by providing the necessary support to the NPA and other law enforcement agencies, Maga said. Question with Justice Department Director General about access to state capture evidence. National Prosecuting Authority boss Shamila Batoyi told the Parliament this week the NPA's access to Zondo Commission evidence had been restricted by the Justice Department. Chris Barron asked the Director General Doko Mashabane, there's never been more. Investigating Directorate does not have the access it needs to Zondo's evidence database, Batoyi. National Director of Public Prosecutions Shamila Batoyi has insisted the NPA did not enjoy unhindered access to all the information it needed to successfully prosecute cases referred to it by the State Capture Inquiry. Justice Minister Thembi Simelane has denied blocking the National Prosecuting Authority (NPA) access to the Zondo Commission database. The Department of Justice has also repudiated the allegations it was obstructing the NPA's access to the records of evidence gathered by the State Capture Inquiry. However, NPA boss Shamila Batoyi insisted the prosecuting authority did not enjoy unhindered access to all the information it needed to successfully prosecute cases referred to it by the Commission. Batoyi told the National Assembly's Portfolio Committee on Justice the NPA has been trying to get the access it needs to close to 4 years. She said that the prosecuting body has been feeling pressure nobody else had, and she hoped after the matter was discussed in Parliament, there will be urgency to resolve it. She said for the NPA to fulfill its constitutional mandate and meet the expectations of the public, the investigating directorate ID requires what we call unhindered access to the archives of the State Capture Commission. We talk about the Zondo database broadly, but in summary, the archives itself is a collection of several electronic databases, hard drives, and electronic storage mechanisms, and also includes a large number of hard copy or physical documents, she said. We must all be part of the fight against corruption. The fearlessness of Zondo, Raymond Zondo. When we talk about unhindered access, we are talking about unhindered access to the archives. But again, I hasten to add working within the legal and constitutional requirements. Batoyi said the ID has been provided levels of access, but not the access it needs. Throughout the 4 years, we've been engaging with the Commission initially, and that regulation 11 in the original government regulations of the Commission was amended, but it was amended on the absolute push and drive on the NPA to be able to access information at the time. It took a long time to amend the regulation, but it was done eventually, she said. Batoyi said meetings were held between the Treasury, the Department of Justice, and the NPA for around July 2020 to discuss ownership of the evidence as well as the hardware and the software of the Commission. She said that the former Justice Minister, Ronald Lamola, decided in April 2022 to transfer the Digital Forensic Laboratory from the Commission to the Department of Justice as its custodian. Batoyi said Lamola assured the NPA it would continue to have access, and that is what it was asking for and what was required. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones. Why Not TV? Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones. Why Not TV? Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe.